Hello everyone. I'm just doing something right now. I'm eating some Yankee Doodles. You know, these glasses, by the way. These are called BSMGs. Uh, they're from basic military training, so I actually did go through it. They give you glasses down there because when you're doing Air Force stuff, like going through the grass, you're gonna have these are really indestructible glasses. So I really enjoy wearing them. I never had no, because every glasses I ever had always got destructed, so to have indestructible ones is just fantastic. I've been watching some porn recently. Oh my god. Um, I'm trying to get my head around it. Uh, I mean, alright. I'm going to show you the character designs. I've done this for years, man. I've done these drawings, and unfortunately, because I felt the need, I threw them all in the trash, and they're all gone. All that great stuff I used to do. So I'm trying to get it all back now. Trying to do it all very, you know, this is all just preliminary stuff, all planning stages for the entire thing. I have a whole bunch of stuff. I'll show you the males first, because I don't want to get no like XXX rating on the video. Here's a character I just designed. His name is Marlboro. He is a mutant pig man, like that dude on Captain Planet. So he's capable of stretching his body is indestructible. The only weakness he has is his neck area. If you cut his head off, he can die. So my hero of my story anyway has to defeat him through that. So she uses like this super kick, like a hurricane kick, like Royo does, and just slices his head off. Another character I love is the Shifter. He's basically exactly like what is that character that can change into any shape? I can't remember them. He's a Marvel Comics character, right? He can change into any form. He's like the Chameleon and the other one, that bloody guy, Mystique. Mystique change into anybody. So his body is like a big, like, what do you call it? Like it's like that thing that Mercury. And oh, of course, he's like T-1000. He can change into any person. They're all the same. Mystique, the T-1000, and the Chameleon from Spider-Man. So he can change into any shape. His origin is unknown. I decided to leave it out of the, because he just comes out of nowhere. He's like one of them random villains who just come out of nowhere. I don't know if I got any more. Of course, I'm still working on XLR. He is definitely he's fueled by dairy products, if you know what I mean. So that's pretty much why I included him in my story. I always wondered what would happen if like Android robot could really, you know, make use of the bodily fluids that most people have. You know what I mean? This is all good stuff. This is what I love to do. I'm not a guy that's gonna go around killing people, enjoying it. You know what I like to do? I like to make stories. This is I don't know if you can see it, but this is how I do every comic panel. If you go to Barnes and Nobles, you're gonna find books on how to do comics. If any kids are watching, if you go there, you're gonna read, and they tell you have to plan a story. that simple, really. You just plan it. Don't try to draw it from one frame. That's how I started. I started doing this. Oh, I gotta draw it every single page, and it got all cluttered and crap. But no, you do little, just a grid like this, and you just plan out the entire thing. And usually, what happens is most comics have a to be continued at the end, so you have to figure out what you're going to do beforehand, so that you know where you're going, and then you can put little story elements from the next chapter into the first chapter, so that when you get to the next chapter, people can look back and say, well, that was okay, because that's what I'm doing now. Since I already know the story, I'm going to put in that, the XLR robot is a prototype for the giant army robots that come later in the series, and they become the army of the Eden series robot later on. So I never thought of that before. I always just had XLR be this one robot guy who's just this one-shot villain, but to make him the actual, prototype for the robots that I use later on. And then, of course, the fact that I have an alien in the series makes sense too, because then the technology used to make the robot came from the aliens, and it's a beautiful thing. It all connects. This is why the prequels suck. George Lucas didn't think about all the little things he could have done to make everything seem fluid. He just kind of just made it up as he went along. I've included Spider-Girl in my comic. I won't show you the nude version of her, but I'll show you this part right here. This is just May Parker in a spider stance. That's what I'm doing. I've been thinking about what kind of power she would have. I mean, if you did include organic weapon in the Spider-Man series, it would come out of his butt. So it just makes sense to me to have it, come out the right hole instead of the wrists and all that crap. That's pretty much how I'm gonna roll with this. A lot of just preliminary sketches here, because this is the stuff I figured a long time ago that instead of having to, watch someone else's creation, I could pretty much make my own. This is something I've always dreamt of doing. This is a concept art for the Metal Man. Who is Metal Man, you might want to know. Metal Man, it's a very complicated story. I was writing it in college. I was just bored as friggin' hell there. I was writing the story of Metal Man. He is an android robot created to give immortality to an old scientist, and the experiment goes wrong. Metal Man becomes his own personality. He is, and the scientist guy, I can't remember exactly what happens to him. I don't know if he dies. Does he die? No, he becomes his nemesis in this entire series that I'm creating. So this android used to grant immortality to an old evil scientist is now a force of good. And before the time runs out, it is the journey this cyborg goes through is it's kind of like the Terminator. He's trying to understand what it means to be a human being, and my point is that the machine is more human than the man, because the man was this pure evil piece of crap. He was just trying to live forever. The machine doesn't want to live forever. He views it as a curse. He wants to become a human being. He wants to die, but he can't die. He understands that his life